So how much does it cost to actually buy a home in Philadelphia? In this video, I'm going to break down all the costs associated with the process of purchasing a home right here in Philadelphia and all the expenses that come after closing on a home. So make sure you stay tuned because this will definitely better prepare you to buy a home here in Philadelphia. Hey guys, my name is Lillian Chukwueze. If you're new to this YouTube channel, welcome. Every week I post videos about tips and tricks to help you along the home buying process, and I showcase beautiful homes right here in Philly. And all that I ask is that you please like the videos, subscribe to the channel, and definitely hit the notification bell so you don't miss when I drop the next video, because it might just help you find or buy a house right here in Philly. So when it actually comes to purchasing a home, most buyers hyper focus on the purchase price. There are multiple other costs upfront that come with purchasing a home, and it's important to consider the amount that you will actually need to pay for a down payment, closing costs, and reserves. Now I'm going to break this down as simple as possible for everyone to understand, because new home buyers usually don't know what they're getting themselves into before they purchase. So just to start, your down payment is actually a portion of the total sale price of the home that you will be expected to pay upfront. Now typically a down payment ranges from 0% for USDA loans, which apply to low income earners. It can go up to 3% when you use a conventional loan, 3.5% when you use an FHA loan, which is most commonly used by first-time home buyers. Then you have your jumbo loans, which may range from 10 to 20%. And again, this is of the total purchase price. Now, how you qualify for these different types of down payments will be dependent on the type of loan that your lender was able to provide you. But quick tip, there are many down payment assistance programs out there, especially for those looking to buy in the greater Philadelphia area. So you just have to do some research or work with a good real estate agent like me who knows and is able to provide you with this information. And you may find out that you're actually able to cover a good amount, if not all of your down payment. But at the very least, you need to understand that you will have to factor in the cost of the down payment to actually purchase your home. Now, next is your closing costs. Obviously, these are fees that are required to actually close on your home. And here in Philadelphia, we actually have what's called a transfer tax of about 4.2%. Now, it's important to note that closing costs can actually be negotiated with your initial offer, but they are typically split between the buyer and the seller. Now, within these closing costs includes inspections, the appraisal, title search, title insurance, home insurance, and loan origination and underwriting fees. Now, the fees that were just mentioned are fees that actually come into play after a seller agrees to your price and you can actually go under contract. And honestly, a total amount of these fees can actually vary. I deal with mostly buyers that are in between the $200,000 to $350,000 price range here in Philadelphia. So again, this is just what I've seen from my personal experience, but numbers can always vary. I recently helped one of my buyers complete an inspection for a house that we went under contract with. And of course, the inspection included inspection of the house and on the outside, including sewer and water, and that came up to about $1,100. And again, that was just inspection, and the other fees such as the appraisal, title search, and everything else will add up to probably a couple grand. So there's no exact number that I can tell you, but the total amount of fees typically range from about 2 to 5% of the home's purchase price. So if you're looking to close on a house for about $250,000, which is average when you're buying a house here in Philadelphia, you can expect the closing costs are going to range from about $5,000 to $12,500 using that 5% rule. Now, you can actually ask your lender if they can provide you with what the closing costs would look like at different price points. Now, next up are reserves, something that a lot of homeowners do not think about or factor in when they are looking to purchase a house. It is not necessarily a specific number that is included on a document in the cost of purchasing a home, but it is something that you should heavily consider. Typically, when a lender is looking to give you a loan, they make sure that you have at least 2 months of reserves, which in their definition is 2 months worth of mortgage payment. So if your mortgage payment is $1,100 a month, they want to see that you have at least $2,200 in reserves. In addition, you should also have your own personal reserves to cover any unforeseen maintenance, repairs, or expenses that may come along with the purchase of your house. Now, typically here in Philadelphia, when you're in that about $250,000 price range, depending on your area, you're usually dealing with completely renovated properties, which is great. But even with the most up-to-date properties, there can be some unforeseen repairs that come. So it's always good to save about 1 to 3% of the purchase price of the home and set that aside for annual maintenance. I actually made a video about 6 home buying mistakes that buyers need to avoid. So make sure you go check that video. I will leave a link to that down below in the description. And one of the mistakes is obviously not knowing the cost of home ownership, which is why I'm going into more detail on this video in particular. But there are 5 other mistakes that you guys really need to be aware of. So make sure you go check that video out. Again, the link will be in the description. So just to recap, we talked about different upfront costs that you need to consider when buying a home here in Philly. We talked about the down payment, we talked about the closing costs, and we talked about the the reserves needed to purchase a home. Now, I was going to include some of the recurring costs that come with owning a home that a lot of people don't necessarily think about, such as the mortgage payments. Obviously, people think about that, but they don't think about the property taxes, the mortgage insurance, homeowners insurance, HOA fees, utilities, and of course, maintenance and repairs. I'm going to do that in a separate video so I can go into more detail. Understanding the recurring fees that come along with owning a home will be the difference between you living a sustainable lifestyle or going into foreclosure and losing the home. And unfortunately, foreclosures do happen, and they happen all the time because people are simply not educated on the cost associated with owning a home before they actually buy one. But like I said, I'm going to make a separate video that's going to dive into more detail about that in particular. So when it comes to actually purchasing a home, the biggest takeaway is to understand that if you plan to fail. I know we've all heard that before, and it's cliche, but it's real. Not planning properly when it comes to purchasing a home can be extremely detrimental to your finances in the short term and the long term. So it's crucial to really spend some time and do your own research, or get with a local knowledgeable real estate agent. You can contact me, who can actually guide you along the process. And if you are looking to purchase a home right here in the city of brotherly love in Philadelphia, please reach out to me. I would love to help you along the home buying process. I work with all types of buyers, from first-time home buyers purchasing their first ever property to investors who are purchasing their 100th rental property or flip property. So guys, I hope this video was helpful. I hope I was able to provide you with some value. If I did, please go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification button so you don't miss when I drop the next video. This channel is all about helping you along the home buying process and helping you see different areas of Philadelphia. So again, if this video was helpful to you, go ahead and like it. And also drop some comments down below and let me know if you learned anything from this video. Ask me any questions or make any suggestions for videos that you actually want me to create next that will help you along your home buying journey. And until the next video, guys, stay safe and stay blessed.